Ready?
Sure.
Welcome to Humble Narcissist Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Steven.
Dylan.
And it's been
a hot minute.
Yeah. We need to get back on the train of doing this once a week, so we apologize to our 5 viewers.
We probably lost 3 of them.
Probably. So we apologize to our faithful 2 viewers.
Gato and Cabbage.
Gato and Cabbage and Izzy. So 3.
Oh, there 3. We go.
If you guys want to call us names, that's okay. We get it. What have you been up to, Dylan? Because it's been about a month.
I'm trying to think.
Other than the 2 things that we're going to talk about, because we're going to do a quick little Comic-Con, and then we'll talk about my ghost hunt.
True.
And my psychic adventure again.
I went back to Missouri to visit family, so that was fun.
How'd that go? Did you have a good time?
It was okay. I mean, it was good seeing family, but...
See, I'm not big on my extended family, but I'll just be blunt. I don't like my extended family at all. There's only one, and that's my Uncle Paul. But everybody knows that I love Uncle Paul, which my sister gets crappy because she's like, he's not your uncle. And I'm like, well, he's the closest thing to an uncle that I have that I like, because one was a terrible person, and the other one was a terrible person. So I don't like either of them.
Right.
So I may as well, as gay people, we get to choose our family. And I choose Paul as my uncle. Because it's the only one that makes sense. Other than that...
Honestly, just work.
I know. We're very boring people, which is really, really kind of sad.
My schedule's kind of changed. I got promoted, all that good stuff.
That's why our podcasting has kind of fell to the wayside, because I'm back to working and Dylan is... his new schedule at his work, which he really likes his new job.
I do. It's nice.
Oh, God. Oh, you know what? It's been 90 seconds, so I believe I can say on the record, fuck Trump. Just saying that. Because what have I been excited for all year already?
The Switch 2.
And what happened because of his stupid tariff wars? Delayed the pre-orders. And I was ready to pre-order the Mario Kart thing and everything because... I want it. And you know what? I thought if I do Mario Kart, the bundle, then I can play with people.
Right.
And it's really cool because I'm sure you saw, because you watched the directs and stuff. Now you can do a camera on the Switch and like watch your friends play with you.
So it's like the 3DS.
Yeah. So like if you're at home playing, you can turn your camera on and we could sit there and talk to each other and insult each other as we're playing Mario Kart.
Right. I am still hung up on the $80 games.
Yeah.
I think that's stupid.
It does concern me a little bit because I think about the fact that if that one's going to be $80 for the Switch games, what's going to happen when like PlayStation and
I know.
Xbox do their next gaming systems? Are those games going to jump to $80 too?
No, they'll probably jump 100, 120.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Especially with how everything's going.
Yeah. Especially because it's coming from... most of the video gaming world is coming from, like, Japan. Ooh, side note, because I said F Trump. Did you see what happened to Elon having his little meltdown on...
No.
I don't know what streaming service he was using, but he was trying to stream some game that I think is coming out soon. And, like, thinking that he's cool and all this. Somebody came in... I don't remember the screen names, but it's in the news. You should look it up. It's a funny story. Someone came in and said, can you please give Trump a handy J until he dies? Or like, that way we can solve this. Like the gamer community came at him. Like people were saying, you're going to die alone. You have no friends. Someone was like, no matter what you do, you'll always feel like you're not worth anything.
See, that sounds like something Sue's kid would do.
Oh, yeah, it does. Ooh. Producer Katie. I could totally see Producer Katie doing that because she once got banned.
Was she playing
from
Minecraft?
It was Roblox. She got banned from Roblox for bullying kids. And that, I know that I shouldn't encourage that, but that was like one moment that I was like, this is a kid I love. Oh. Like, I love Sue. If something happened to her and, like, Katie wasn't about to be, like, legal age, I'd take that kid in.
Right.
I'd be like, you're my daughter now. Your mean attitude has resonated with me.
Oh, I read the new Hunger Games book. That was fun.
How was that?
It was really good.
I mean, aren't we kind of done with Hunger Games, though? That new one came out with that girl in Snow White that nobody cares about.
That was the first book. There's a new book. This one is about the guy who Woody Harrelson played.
Hamish.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that.
Okay.
It's his games.
Yes.
So, do they have all these different ones about all the different games, or is it just like...
So far, it was just his, and then the first one.
So, is she going to be doing different ones now?
I kind of hope.
So, what is her name? Her name is like Rachel Zegler or whatever, the girl that played in the...
Snow White?
Yes.
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
I know that everybody's like... People just don't like it because they're saying or the right is upset because they're wokeifying it and blah, blah. Controversially, I don't think she's a good actress. But that's my opinion. Everybody else may love that girl. I just don't think she's a good actress.
I can see that.
If they would have got somebody that I think was a better actress, I'd be fine. Like, for example, Little Mermaid. Halle Bailey, or Halle Babe, whatever her name is, amazing. She did phenomenal in that movie. Are they coming out with a Little Mermaid too?
I don't know.
I hope so. I liked that. They can kick out Melissa McCarthy's makeup artist, though, because...
Actually, employ a drag queen to do it.
Yeah, or just, hire a drag queen to be Ursula since she's based off of Divine.
Yeah.
But who would know?
Right.
I mean, gays don't know anything about that.
But they're going to turn this one into a movie, too. So...
Oh, my God.
You know that's all it is
I
anymore.
know. That's all anybody wants to do now is make TV shows and stuff like that off of these books. For example, Harry Potter, we thought we were done with that, and they're coming back with that again. I know we've talked about that numerous times. I'll take, things no one asked for $300. I can't with that. I'm so sick of Harry Potter. My mom is probably, jizz in her pants because she loves Harry Potter.
I mean, I love it to an extent. I don't like the author. I don't like her views on shit.
Oh my gosh. So yesterday while we were playing the game, I know that our fans don't necessarily play this, but nobody laughed at my funny joke. There's a room on the game where it's just vampire monsters, and one ran over and killed me, and no one laughed when I said, "Oh my God, Edward Cullen just killed me."
I didn't hear that.
I was laughing to myself, but nobody
Maybe you had
paid
yourself
attention.
muted.
No, because it was one of those sad moments for a comic where you repeat the joke again just to see if anybody laughs. They didn't laugh the second time.
I didn't hear it at all. Was I even in?
Yes, it was very upsetting for me.
I didn't hear. Honestly, you had yourself muted the majority of the time.
Well, that's because there were people in the background talking, and I didn't want everybody to hear.
Right.
They were playing a board game.
Oh, how fun.
So back to the $80 video games. I've been thinking about it more after I told you that I'd be fine with it. I don't think I'm fine with it. Why is it going up again? Do you remember back in our day when we were kids, when the games were $30 to $40?
Yes.
And now
Now you wonder why I shop at Disc Replay and other used places like GameStop.
Yeah, I don't like GameStop though. I think that it's really gone downhill.
Well, it's dying.
Yeah.
It's not going to exist eventually.
That's true. So I can't wait to see how much the the price goes up even more with it so that people have to go into foreclosure to get it.
Hopefully we get another stimulus check.
Did you see the president of Nintendo's response when someone was like, what's your comment to people who are worried about affording the Switch 2? Did you see his response?
No.
He said,
I'm sorry you're poor.
Kinda. He was like, that's why we make the Switch 1 at such a good price. And it's that's for all you poors over there who can't afford this.
Oh,
it was already $450, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'd pay that to get a Switch 2 because I've been wanting it forever. And then the comparisons when it comes to the Switch 2 versus the Switch 1 graphics for Pokemon, I'm excited for that. Bravely Default's coming back, which I want to talk about for a second.
Yeah.
With the remake of Bravely Default, do you think that they're going to make me go with that stupid Ari through the 13 different places where you have to just do the same fights over and over again?
I hope not, but probably yes. I was kind of hoping they would add like a new job or something.
Oh, that'd be nice. But that's why I never beat the first one, because I got sick and tired of that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I have killed these hoes like 8 times. I don't want to do this again.
Maybe you just missed something and it just took you through a loop.
Just over and over again, probably. But they have the vampire job on that one. I liked that job because it was kind of like Blue Mage.
Exactly.
It was the second one that had the yokai job, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
That was my favorite.
Was the vampire on the second one?
I don't think so.
I can't remember.
Because each one has like its own specific job that they kind of got rid of after the next one.
Really?
Uh-huh. Like
which one did the second one do?
The Arcanist, or the yokai, was the second one.
No, I'm talking about Bravely Default 2, not Bravely Default Second Layer. The one that was on the Switch.
Oh. I'm sorry. That was really confusing there for a second. I'm not the brightest. Which one did they do? I don't know. I'd have to look, because it's still on my Switch.
Right.
I've never deleted it. I like...
know.
But you could get different endings on that one, though. Because if you replay it and beat the guy like at the first encounter, it just beats the game.
Right.
But what were you saying?
I didn't like the characters in that one.
They were kind of boring.
I like Adia and what's his name?
Ring a Bell?
Yes.
I liked Ring a Bell.
I didn't like Agnes.
Yeah, she was kind of
I think
whiny.
she's Anya.
That is how they said it, isn't it?
Yes.
Anya? God.
Agnes.
I'm ready for Dragon Quest 1 and 2. That would be nice. So, yeah.
That'll be fun.
Speaking of video games, let's transition to, even though it was like a month ago, we went to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Here, well, Indy Comic-Con, not like a super great Comic-Con. Like the one in New York or California. Ours was kind of meh. I would just like to throw out there right away that for being called Comic-Con, there was not very many comics or hero stuff. I saw like 2 or 3 booths, and that was about it.
Yeah, it was
pretty
all
much
like
just
arts and craftsy.
Arts, crafts, video games, anime, stuff like that. That was really all that I saw.
I was okay with that.
I was too, because, I mean, clearly.
Because that's really all I like.
That is all I like. But at the same time, if I'm going to a place called Comic-Con, I want to see, like, superhero stuff. I don't want to just, like, no offense to the local artists and stuff. I don't want to just see all your artwork.
That's Gen Con, too.
I mean, I expect it there because that's where they're drawing, like, the anime people and stuff like that. But, like...
What does Gen Con mean? Like...
I don't know what it means. I didn't create Gen Con, Dylan.
I'm trying to figure out, like, what the Gen is.
I don't know. Anime Crossroads, that was the perfectly named convention to me because it was anime. The whole thing. Granted, I wish that they were at the convention center and they were much larger. Did they have good
shopping?
No, that's why I wish that they were at the convention center, because it was just like one little ballroom area that was just the shopping spot, and it was a small little shopping space, and I hated it. I needed it to be larger. However, I will say that my husband and his friends, when we got there, every time we walked by the one booth that was like yaoi or like hentai stuff, they're like, "Hey, you want to stop? You want to stop, Steve?" And I was like, "No, I'm not into smutty books.
Just boys love."
I am into boys love anime and manga, but
with, like, instead of where it says pow or bam, it says splooge.
No, I just did the motion. I hope I don't get banned for that. But it says fap. Fap and...
Splooge and squirt.
No, it does say squirt. I think it says splurt. I don't know. Splurge?
Cream?
No, I've never seen cream. But, like, Corey sat there. I was reading one in bed last night. And he sat there and he goes, "You're reading that chapter really fast." I go, "It's a smut scene, so I'm just like, zoom in." I was like, "Did you think I was lying? I'm not lying. I don't like zoom in. I legit go, woof." And like, unless I see like a word bubble that's not like moan, I'm like, "Oh, what are they saying?" Because sometimes in the middle of these scenes, they say something that pertains to the story. So then I'm missing something. I'm like, "God,
well, I'm
bless
sure
it." And I have to
they're
go
not
back.
going to be saying something missing to the story when they're getting their back blown out.
You would be surprised. Sometimes they do.
What? Like what? "Oh, I'm sorry, you forgot your mail."
This isn't Blue's Clues, Dylan. It's not mail time.
God, I hope not.
I've never read a BL where it's with the mailman just throwing that out there. I got a package for
salt
you.
and pepper, how they made paprika.
You know, for the longest time as a kid, I could not figure out which one was the girl and which one was the boy of Salt and Pepper.
I hope they were both boys.
It better not be, because that would mean that they were trying to wokeify it, and that would explain why we were okay
You know what
being gay.
little cartoon I hated, and
What?
I thought that little brat should have died? Caillou. He was such a spoiled little bitch.
But that came out after we were older, didn't it?
We were kind of at the cusp.
And you were watching it?
To an extent. Not really that much. Because I was still younger.
Was that on PBS or something like
Yes.
that? I never watched it
I know,
because
I'm poor.
my family gave up food so we could have cable, which I don't regret that decision.
I had cable when I lived in the apartments in Section 8.
Do you do you remember when, speaking of Comic-Con, the girl from the Big Comfy Couch was there.
She was. So was Katie Seagal.
Katie Seagal was there, and I really wanted a picture with her until I saw it was like $80.
Yeah,
Which,
no, I honestly, I told you, I think they already got paid for going, and they just didn't want to deal with the people, so they inflated their prices.
pictures.
Yeah, so if you're stupid enough to buy the pictures, cool. You make money that way, but if you're not, cool. You don't have to actually deal with anyone.
well, if our podcast ever takes off, I just want everybody to know that if Dylan and I do conventions like that, I won't let him charge over like $40.
Bitch, your ass is so thirsty, you'll pay people to take your picture.
Yeah. I am not too prideful to say that I would not. I would. I'd be like, please, for the love of God, make me feel important. I'm here. Please.
Only I was scrolling through the Facebook videos, and me saying thirsty made me think of it. It was one of your 1,000-pound sisters, and she's like, I think I might be pregnant. I'm craving weird things. I'm craving water. And the sister's like, bitch, you ain't pregnant. You just thirsty. I was just like, yes.
That describes my personality.
Yes.
Who else was there? Oh, what's her name? Mina Suvari or
No.
Mira Sorvino?
Sorvino.
Romy was there, and I really wanted her picture, but she didn't have any prices posted, and I was like, I'm not going to get up there and find out it's like $100.
Yeah, because you know the inventor of Post-its, they're going to charge you out the ass.
I know. Who was it? Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah, he rode hard and put
Oh
up
yeah,
with it.
William Shatner was there. I couldn't even see him because of how long his line was. So was Rainn Wilson.
Wilson.
His line was huge.
The Reno 911 people.
Yeah, and I snapped a picture or two of them because they were walking around in their Reno 911 outfit. The one I about ran into.
Yeah.
They were coming back from the bathroom, and I was looking at Katie Seagal's area, and all I heard was "whoa," and they walked around me. I don't know if they were walking around me just because I was fat, but that's cool.
I don't know. I think that's all just a trap, like a trap in a scam.
To go up there and take pictures. The only person that I've seen at a convention that I wish that I got a picture with was Princess Leia. Why is her name out of my head?
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher, because it was a few years before she passed. And then when she passed, I was like, God, I should have waited in that line. Because she was like at the first Indy Comic Con.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That's where she was. But her line was huge, but I didn't want to wait in it. So,
Right.
looking back, should have done it. Should have done it.
All
But-
right. So you want to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll talk about your ghost hunt?
What time are we at?
I don't know. I didn't do a timer. That's why I said it.
Well, wait a second. So, with the video, other than like celebrities, there were a bunch of people that had like video game booths and stuff like that where you could find like old games. Something that I was very excited about is that I got Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6.
That's awesome.
I've wanted that forever. So I'm still playing 4. I need to beat it. I know that I'm like right at the end of it. And then I'll move to 5. This time on 5, since it's the Heavenly Bride and you get to marry somebody, the first time I ever played it, I married Bianca. So I think I'm going to marry the bitchy sister.
I thought you were going to do 3 playthroughs.
Well, I will eventually, but the next time I play it, I want to marry the bitchy sister.
Okay.
because you know that on the DS there's 3 sisters or 3 girls you can marry.
What they do, cut one out in the movie?
Yeah, they cut out the bitchy sister.
Why?
I don't know, but she, if you have your kids with her, then she's like a warrior basically.
Okay.
As opposed to Bianca, who's like a sage, and then the other girl's like a really awesome healer.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was really exciting. That was my favorite part of Comic-Con, was getting those games.
I got that free Ren slate
The
thing. That was
granite
cool.
slate thing, that was really neat. I got the cool little wallet thing that Dylan got me, which has solo leveling. So if you see me about, that's
Did
what
you
I
see
have.
Free Ren won the anime awards and solo leveling didn't?
Oh, are people mad about it?
I don't know. I just saw someone made a comment when I was doing my like random Googling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I bet you were happy about that.
I
I
like
love
Free
Free
Ren.
Ren.
Yeah.
I met the voice actress of Free Ren. I went to her panel.
Ah.
Yeah. I didn't pay to get anything from her, but I got to like see her and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. But we will take a quick break, and when we come back, we will talk about my ghost hunting experience.
Yay.
We are
Back.
Before we go on to the ghost hunt at Ashmore Estates, Dylan brought up a funny thing that happened at Comic-Con that was on our little adventure.
It makes me not think of Britney Spears the same way anymore.
Who was it that did that
I
one?
don't know, some fat dude. I can say that because I am one of the fats.
At Comic-Con, they did a lip sync, like, kind of, it wasn't really a smackdown, it was just people lip syncing to it.
Yes, it was so random.
It was very random. My husband stayed for like the whole thing, but Dylan and I watched a few.
We watched 2 and we were like, girl.
Yeah, girl, it was something else. This, not to toot my own horn, but I do feel like I could have beat the 2 that we saw in a lip sync battle, purely based off the fact that all the energy that they gave was...
Well, in the fat guy's defense...
I'm moving my arms very slowly for those that listen.
He was very hefty. However, the most energy he had was when he would just smack himself.
Yeah,
Every
he
time
got
he said,
real...
hit me, baby, one more time.
Oh, yeah! He would get real into smacking his ass.
Mm-hmm.
But
And he ripped off his shirt and shit. It was wild.
Well, I mean, even Eureka can move quicker than that, and she's a big girl.
That's because she's on meth, allegedly.
Dylan has no proof. However, I don't know if he's wrong. We should invite her on the podcast just to bash her like Mistress Isabel Brooks did, apparently. Even though Mistress asked her 30 times before they even started if she felt comfortable doing it. And she was like, yeah, I feel good. So that was our Comic-Con adventures. You know what? While we're talking about this, I would like to point out that there was a time that I wanted to murder Dylan before we move on to the next topic, because when he first saw the granite free run that he decided that he wanted to get, I said...
I talked myself out of it.
I went there the day before and I saw that booth and I knew that's what he would want. So I made sure to take him over there and he's like, I don't know. And then I was like, are you sure? Because we're leaving. We're going to go get food. And he was like, yeah, I'm sure I don't want it. So even my husband was like, okay, are you sure you don't want it? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. So we leave. We go to Chicken Scratch. Best chicken tenders. But we get there. And that's when, as we're sitting there, he's like, I really should have got it. So then we had to, gay speed walk back because it was closing in 15 minutes. And the first door that we get to, the guy's like, we're not letting anybody in because we're closing in 15 minutes. And I was like, God damn it. So we
It was like that scene on the Titanic.
Trying to get in, get on the boat. So then I look over at another entrance and this lady's still letting people in. So we speed walk over to her and she's like, we close in 15 minutes, just so you know. And we went in and we got it. So that's the only reason Dylan has it. But I wanted to strangle him because he waited until we were half a mile away to say,
joke's on you, you gotta find my neck first.
Whatever. So will the Trumpers. He'll be like, there's no neck on this one. How do we make him hang
It'll be
out?
like Flubber. God.
Do you remember on Howl's Moving Castle, the sand of the waist?
Yes.
Is that how you see your neck?
Yes.
That's a good movie.
It really is.
And then when she loses her magic and she's just sitting there and she's like, "Ah." Is that going to be you as an old man?
Yes.
With your fancy hat and all that?
And the big nose.
Speaking of old people, I told Ashley at work today the story about when I was in the car and Corey and I were driving and I was wearing one of my old man sweaters and pulled out a peppermint and ate it. And he said, "Okay, Grandpa." And she goes, "Why'd you have a peppermint?" And I was like, we went to the Italian place and I grabbed some peppermints and I put them in my pocket and then I forgot about them. So then a few days later when I
Yeah, your
put
Alzheimer's kicked in.
I know, when I was wearing my sweater again, I had a peppermint and I was super excited. We were also
It's the
talking
little
about
things.
dilly bars, and they were like, yeah, sometimes Dairy Queen has like these deals where you could get like 10 dilly bars for free if you buy like 6 and blah blah. And I was like, can you choose which ones? Well, yeah. I'm like, because I like the butterscotch ones.
Oh my God, you are an old person.
You don't like the butterscotch ones where you just like
I don't eat them.
the dilly bars?
Yeah.
Why don't you eat dilly bars?
I don't know. I just don't.
Do you remember when we were kids and like the school would always get us dilly bars for field day?
Uh-huh.
Good times, good times.
Just remember, if you put the cake in the oven, it will melt.
The ice cream cake.
Oh my God.
Do you remember, speaking of when we were younger and we went to Lincoln Park Elementary and we were able to go home early on super hot days
Yes.
because our elementary school had no AC.
It was nice.
And now it's an assisted living facility.
So, I mean, it's not different from what it was when we were there.
No. I just hope that maybe they got the AC because otherwise
I hope they didn't.
those old people will fry.
That's their own fault for moving there.
Some of them don't have a choice, Dylan.
Well, it's their fault their family hates them enough to put them there.
I will be sure to let your mother know when you put her in a home. That being said, though, Corey doesn't want his mother to ever live with us, even though I'm pretty sure she's going to have Alzheimer's. But you know what? If she has to go to a home, we will at least pay extra so that the nurses and stuff there
Don't diddle her.
Don't diddle her. I was going to say grape her. GRAPE.
Oh, well.
Thanks, TikTok.
Diddling is
Also the same.
appropriate.
Diddling is I mean, diddling is never really appropriate, Dylan. But in this instance,
Wrong
it's
choice of words.
again, this is a repeat of the last damn podcast. But we'll pay extra so that she doesn't get diddled by the AIDS, or so she doesn't get AIDS. You remember all those funny stories? Well, I guess they're not really that funny to some people, but like all of the stories about like the nursing homes where like it was all these STDs going around because people just
Jeez.
kept diddling the old people.
Holy crap, no?
Yeah. You should don't look into that, but they were like news stories.
God.
For example, another news story is the fact that they revived dire wolves, Dylan.
Oh, really?
Did you see that?
House of Stark.
Well, I mean, R. Martin went and held one, apparently, because that made the news for some reason.
Okay.
I just told Corey, I was like, oh my God, can you believe it? They
Maybe he
revived-
should not hold imaginary dogs and finish his damn books.
I mean, I don't read, so that don't affect me. But I will say that I did tell Corey, I was like, oh, they brought the direwolves back. That means like our children's grandchildren might be able to have direwolves as a pet one day. And he said, I don't think that's why they revived them, Stephen. I was like, that's why I would. I want pets.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine having a giant wolf?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. As long as it's not like your Satan dog.
Well, I mean, I would hope that it is because it's supposed to protect me.
As long as it doesn't eat me, I'm okay.
Well, I mean, I don't think it would be able to eat you. It would.
I'm basically a Christmas fucking ham. I know where I am.
When you run, Finn smells ham. He's like, bacon?
Take you back to the Honey Bake Ham store.
Speaking of a DEAD Dylan, we will talk about other dead things.
Yeah, I was really disappointed that you didn't get hate crime by a ghost.
Again, I didn't get hate crime. But at least this time they talked to me. So we went to Ashmore Estates, which is in Illinois. We found out that you can DoorDash out there if you want, so long as it's not a local driver, because they'll refuse it because they're like, that place is creepy.
See, I wish I could have gone, but someone told me the wrong date.
I had the wrong date until like 2 weeks before. But so we went. I took my sisters and one of my nephews and my niece Adrienne. Turns out it's a place where like a lot of people go and invest. Well, obviously a lot of people go and investigate, but like celebrity people have gone. Like Jack Osborne has been, the Ghost Brothers have been, but it was.
Has the Dead Files lady ever gone?
No.
Oh.
But that annoying gay psychic, that
Kindred
Chip Coffee,
Spirits.
yeah, he's been there.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And I'm sorry if Chip Coffee ever sees this, but I just find him so obnoxious and annoying.
Why are you
Just
so homophobic?
I don't like gay people. It's as simple as that. I don't think that we should have rights other than marriage, because I want to be married.
You're in the perfect place right now.
Yeah, I know. Do you feel safe here? Let's have that conversation, Dylan.
Oh,
Let me tell you
Jesus.
all the reasons why you shouldn't.
I mean, it's one of those things. The world is gonna end. I'm just waiting for it.
I just want you to know that if they come for the gays and like they get me first, I'm gonna rat you out.
Why?
Because if I have to die, I want you to die too.
Okay, but we have to get the other people we hate and rat them out.
Could we just say that they are?
Yeah, because Anthony is passing.
Is he though?
He is passing for a homo.
Let me tell you, these are all the people I've ever slept with. So if they tell you that they don't know me, they know me.
Yeah, pull up my grinder. God.
I can't do the sound. Anyway.
What was that?
That's how it sounds to me. I've never downloaded Grindr before in my life, so.
Oh my God, there was one in Missouri. It just had someone's mugshot and said, "Be careful, these people pretend to be dudes on Grindr and they will murder you." Yeah, that was wild. I was like, I'm good.
So have they not been caught?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I would have questions. I'd be like, so is this their Grindr account?
I just didn't want to get like implemented on something. So I figured if I don't ask questions, then it's not. If someone did actually get murdered, I don't know anything about it.
Will this person murder me? Like,
I don't know. It was wild.
will they do at least like some light choking before they murder?
I mean, her Bowmeister would.
Her Bowmaster.
Her Bowmeister.
What's a Bowmeister?
You haven't watched the Fox Hollow Farms murder thing.
No, Dylan, I have not. And
He was the one who went and would like pick up gay dudes at Greg's and take them back to his house and choke them out and then like rape them and then like kill them.
So he would grape them. He would grape them and kill them.
Yes.
We need to be appropriate for the children.
I'm sorry, he diddled them.
He diddled them. And so now I have questions about this. And you've watched the thing, so maybe you'll have my answers.
Uh-huh.
So did he diddle them as he's choking them, or did he diddle them after they were already deceased?
I think it was like the in-between limbo part.
So they're thinking like they're just in pure ecstasy and they're dead. Like they're
Pretty
dying.
much. And then like he like burned them and they found like 10 million like bones in the woods behind his house.
And did you tell your brother hello?
No.
His brother is straight. I'm throwing that out there. Sorry, Shannon. That's what we refer to as a throwaway joke. So he did this at Greg's? Like, did he do it at a bunch
in
of...
the 80s.
Oh.
Yeah. Like 80s, 90s.
Well, thank God we weren't like running around being little homos back then.
Right.
Little
But then he went to
queers.
Canada and blew his brains out.
Figuratively or literally?
I mean,
Splat, splat.
yeah, he painted it
Splurt,
red.
splurt, splurt.
Yes.
Fap, fap. Yeah.
Fap, fap.
I do love that on Suikoden 2, you got a real kick out of the fact that I named my castle Fab Castle. It was perfect. But I don't know. How can you watch all this like gay murder stuff and then
It's not all about gay people. I watch just murder stuff.
but yet you're like you're still like in the dating field, so like you're not with somebody that you should feel safe with. Even though I do know that usually 9 times out of 10 the killer is the spouse. But anyway, no one could blame Corey. But are you scared to go to like gay bars then after watching some shit like that?
I mean, I personally don't go by myself.
So you just don't go?
Ultimately, because you're not allowed to go.
I'm not allowed to go, Dylan. We've had this discussion numerous times. I will tell you, though, that your friend Kayla is trying to work on Corey letting us go.
Good, because that's what I want to do for my birthday.
Well, why don't you pitch it to him?
I'll pitch it to Kayla.
Well, you should do that. I really want somebody to throw me a party for my 35th. I don't, because I'm turning 35. Are we
turning 35 this year?
Yes, Dylan, we're turning 35.
Ew.
And that's a big year, because it's a 5 or a 0. Those are your big years. No one gives a shit about the in-betweens.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I don't usually give a shit about my birthday. So.
Corey and I, we did what was it? We did laser tag for his birthday this year, and that was, I don't like doing physical stuff.
Clearly.
Yeah, I know. I know. You don't get this bulbous figure going outside and running around.
That one makes me think of the oblongs. Helga. The white one's name is Mitzi.
With the mice that live in her pack. That was a good series. It makes me sad that it only had one season. If our viewers, if you have never seen the oblongs, you need to go look it up and find. I'm not going to suggest that you pirate it, wink, but if that's what you got to do, you need to watch this
it may be on the YouTube.
I think it's on Roku. Like on the free side.
But it is hilarious.
Anyways, back to Ashmore Estates. So we begin our tour and we go around and there's this cute little bat that's sitting in the stairway going from the first floor to the second floor. And my sisters are already freaking out and the thing's it's still light outside. So it's just sleeping on the stairs. It was so cute because they're just like cute little mice with wings. The white one's name is Mitzi. So we're doing the tour. We learned that it used to be a poor house where like the poor people got dropped off and like they had to work in order to eat, blah, blah.
I'm surprised you went in there.
I was very welcome there because I come from a poor family. Just because I'm doing a little better in life
You're no longer a poor doesn't mean you can't hang out with the poor.
I can hang out with the poors. But we found out that the third floor was later turned into like a mental hospital and there was the electroshock room. So then once we get the tour done and all that, we're allowed to start our investigation. We learned that when Jack Osborne was there, they found human remains with cadaver dogs. So I watched that episode because I was like, well, that's kind of cool. We learned that in the basement, there is a spirit named Joe. And Joe doesn't really like women in his space.
My uncle's dog's named Joe.
Does Joe like women?
He doesn't like anything.
I get that.
He was a very grumpy really grumpy dog.
Is he dead?
No.
Well, you just said he was a very grumpy dog.
He was. I don't see him at the moment.
Anyways, so we were also told that was one of the most active places. So I'm kind of just going by floor of our investigations in this. And this isn't an order. This is just like by floor. So we go to the basement and we got nothing. Nothing at all. We were standing there in the dark. Well, there was one moment because Adrian brought these flashlights. They were the twist kind that you can twist them off and then like for yes or no, they could twist it on. It came on once. That was it for me. And I was like, nothing's really happening. So I was kind of bored with the basement, but I guess when we weren't down there, some people said that they were getting stuff. So we onto like the main floor because on the left side was the men's dining area. And then on the left or the right was women and children's dining area.
Okay.
So they
Why
said
were they segregated?
Men were like more violent, whereas the women and children could eat together. They believe that they might have been a part of the orphan train that happened from New York because they were like over in the East Coast where they were trying to get rid of like their orphans. So they put them on a train and took them across the Midwest where
They should have just been like China and like threw them out to the alligators. Or that was a
Was that the Egyptians?
maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
I just know the Chinese didn't like
They didn't
girls.
like their boys. Or yeah, they didn't like their girls. Yeah.
Awkward when it's the dad's fault.
It is awkward. Anyway, now that we're done talking about children unaliving, anyways, so they put these orphans on this train and sent it across the Midwest where good Christian families were supposed to take them and take good care of them. However, they believe that they were a part of it because there was a train stop nearby, and one day in their censuses, whatever you want to call them.
The census, yeah.
The census for the building. One day it was like 3 or 4 kids. The next, there would just be like 20 new kids.
Okay.
Working on the farm and all that. But
that sounds like free labor to me.
I know. So we set everything up. We had the light strip. We had the cat balls. There was a girl named, we'll just call her Mary, because I don't know if she wants us to talk about her. So we'll say Mary. Mary was in the corner with the headphones on doing, I think it's called the Estes method, where you just hear static and say what you hear. Mm-hmm. So I was coming down from the second floor and saw what they were doing. So we went in there to try to see what activity that they were getting. So we go in there. And every time I started moving close to the strip, it would go off and change to red. Mm-hmm. And then if I backed away, it would go back to like nothing's there, just the blue light going back and forth. So then I started making a game out of it because we were in the dining hall where the women and children ate. So in my head, I'm like, this is probably a kid spirit. So I start running towards it. Well, not running. I don't run. I'm too fat. But briskly walking towards it.
Gay pace.
Gay pace walk towards it, and it would go red. Mm-hmm. And then I would go away, and it would go blue. So Adrian, to test the theory, to make sure that it wasn't just I'm shaking the earth or something, she got up and started walking towards it.
That is valid.
That is valid. So she gets right beside it. It doesn't go red until she's right beside it, which is how it is. Mm-hmm. So then she was like, well, okay. So she turns to walk back, and Mary over in the corner goes, jealous. And Adrian's like, I'm not jealous. And it said, little bitch. And she sat down and was like, whatever. And so I continued to do that back and forth. So then I was like, okay, I'm fat. I need a drink. I'm going to go back to like the station to get my Red Bull and drink it. Mm-hmm. So Taylor, who was there, was like, well, she's like, if you want Steven to keep playing with you, you need to make the lights go off so that he knows that you don't want him to leave yet. And so when they said that, the lights on the strip went off, and then the 2 cat balls to the sides, the lights went off over there. Mm-hmm. So that was neat. So I played with them a little bit longer. They were talking to Connor, I guess, through the Estes method.
I'm glad you were playing with children.
Shut up, Dylan. We're not getting back into that. So I'm going to pretend that you didn't say that, especially because on the second floor, we also were communicating with a child ghost, apparently.
Wow, you gays just can't win, can you?
Shut up. You're also a fag.
No.
I don't want to hear it. Oh, my God. I just thought of the jokes you can make on the second floor. So anyway, I got to prepare myself mentally for this. So then once that's done and they were done like flirting with Connor or something because they wanted him to play with them, but he wouldn't. Mm-hmm. So then we will progress to what happened on the second floor. So there was a room on there that they called the twins room. And I don't remember the name of the twins, but we went in there and we had the EMFs and stuff. And we were communicating with the lights because Adrian set the lights out. And here in this room, they would come on for yes. So Adrian was able to get them to do that. And the EMF said that the spirit's name was Hazel. We confirmed with the tour guide that Hazel is a name that comes up during like every investigation on the second floor. She said that it's a little girl spirit. And she said that the kids in that room like it when you read a book to them. So it wasn't the gay that read the book. It was Mary. That's what we were calling her. Mary decided, because she had that children's, like the kindergarten teacher voice, that she would read the book. So
It's probably a good thing. Your kind aren't allowed to read books to kids.
I know. Especially if I want to don
like
a
Drag
wig.
Queen Story Hour.
Especially if I want to put on a wig and a sparkly dress.
Yes.
That is frowned upon. So Mary starts reading the book with her kindergarten teacher voice, and they go, if you want us to keep reading, turn the light on. So like as soon as we said that, the light came on, which was really cool. So then she finishes the book and she's like, well, if you want me to read another book, turn the light off. So then the light goes boop off. And it was like on, like, it was really neat because it felt like it was happening like on command. The EMF says, look out behind you. And as soon as it said that, Corey walked in the room and he sits there and he goes, do you want me to read a book? Turn the light on. So then the light comes on. He gets halfway through his story and the light goes off. And he's like, well, fuck you too. It's like, she probably just likes the kindergarten teacher's voice better, you know? But also when we were on the second floor, this isn't ghost related, but we were headed towards that room with my sisters because they liked that room because they were getting activity and stuff like that. The bat woke up and flew over their heads. So I hear my sister Jenny in the back just go, fuck this. And she ran down the stairs. Connor and I went to the room that we were going to, and then they come flying in, and Jenny like tries to slam the door behind her. Which it just cracked me up because I'm like, you're here ghost hunting and you're more scared of a bat than everything else.
Right.
So that being said, we are going to take a quick break and then we'll get into the third floor, which was the mental hospital / electroshock therapy room. And we'll even do our final thoughts for the week.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, Daddy. We are
back.
Why did you say it like it's a question?
Well, you kind of made it sound like a question.
Well, I like when you say back, or you contribute some to when we come back.
I am contributing. I'm calling you a pedophile.
That was last week, Dylan. We're not continuing those jokes. They made me very uncomfortable because I am not. I am not.
That's what pedophiles say.
So we go to the third floor of Ashmore Estates, which is the mental hospital side along with the electroshock therapy room. And I bring that up because that's primarily where we were doing like the investigation stuff. So we go in there and we're doing the EMF, and it says it's my name spelled out and everything with the PHEN. And I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. So then they're like, do you want to communicate with Steven? And the next thing that comes through is he sees the mist. So we're like, what the heck does that mean?
What mist do you see?
I'm getting to that, Dylan. You're jumping ahead.
I'm sorry.
Listen to my story.
I'm sorry.
This is Homo Story Hour. Anyways. So then it says, take a picture. So Sharon takes a picture right in front of me, so that whatever's in front of me. And in this image is mist. Looks like fog, mist, something. And if you zoom in, you kind of see a face.
Do you have that picture?
I need to get it from Sharon. I need to text her and get it from her.
Because I want to see it.
Because I've asked her, or I've talked about this with numerous people, but I don't have the picture yet. All of the pictures...
It didn't happen.
Well, maybe it didn't. Maybe it's all in my head.
Where are the receipts? We need a proof timeline.
Fucking everything! Over dramatic. Still the best villain ever, Monica from Salt Lake Housewives.
I just love that all the activity you got was with children.
Dylan, I'm going to throat punch you. And I will find it.
Okay.
I will put out a fucking missing persons alert on your neck. I will find it and punch it.
Do it.
So we were like, well, that's kind of neat. And that's pretty much my journey through Ashmore Estates. We did all that. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was really cool.
I want to go to a ghost hunt sometime.
Well, we've been invited to go back to ISS. However, we are an add-ons add-on. So we can't really add on other people.
Right.
So I haven't really told my family about it because I don't want them to be like, well, why can't we go? And it's like, well, we're the friends of a friend of, you know? So we were like, we can't really be like, can I bring a posse? So we're probably going to go back and do that. I did tell Corey that I want to get more ghost hunting equipment for it, though, so that maybe we can get more activity.
Ooh.
And maybe this time they'll talk to me there. That's the main reason I want to go back. I want to see if they'll actually communicate with me this time. That was my fun ghost hunting. I just burped in my mouth a little bit, so I'm sure that's gross.
Probably.
So I guess we'll just segue into our final thoughts, and hopefully it doesn't take us a month to do another one of these. Maybe Dylan will come over next week and we can do another. Maybe. We'll see. Because we haven't talked about Housewives or anything like that in a really long time, so maybe we'll do that. Or Drag Race. I'm Team Anya for Drag Race because now we're down to the final 4, and I'm Team Anya.
I was surprised with how it went last week.
Lip sync wise, I was feeling Susie more. I don't know about you.
It just cracks me up. I feel like they did Susie dirty just because they like overhyped her throughout the whole season, and then they were just over her. So they're like,
"You gotta go now."
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say this, then we'll really do final thoughts. Because did you see that Susie 2 came out with a shirt that says "Fuck Susie 2"?
Yeah.
And she sent it to Lexi, Trinity, and Willem.
Yep.
That cracked my shit up because they've all been talking poorly about her this whole. Well, Lexi hasn't really, but like they asked her how she thinks Trinity reacted, and she's like, "Oh, no one like Sam and them." She laughed when she saw that,
right?
And I could totally see Trinity wearing that shirt just for fun. But anyway, what are you going to be doing for the rest of the week other than like, because we're going to be, so we went back to an online game of retail because the other server that we played on,
all of our friends got banned
all of our friends for account sharing, even though now there's going to be a fix so that, because what they did was they logged into, we'll just say it, they logged into the Horizon LS Bank character so that they could get pops for what we were doing, which LS Bank was supposed to be like, if somebody needs something, they can go onto the bank and go get it, but they all got banned for it.
Yep.
And now they're going to do a fix so that you can use that. And it's just like,
just crock of shit.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of crock of shit. They're just trying to tank their own server, and they're so stupid. Like, you have that weird one, Faye, that just follows people around invisible on the game, just like stalking dudes.
She's just a raging bitch.
I think that she's just a sad, lonely woman. I think she needs a real friend. Because who stalks somebody in a video game? Because I liked those screenshots. You talk about receipts, timelines. That guy came with everything. I mean, that server is just going downhill, and it's really sad. They're never going to get treasures.
No,
never. New edition. Bunch of morons. But now we're back on retail, and our friend Dragos is having a freaking field day because he feels like top dog, which he kind of is.
Yeah, because Pappy's not there to be the best.
Well, that's because Pappy's too busy being married. So that's probably what we'll be doing for most of the week. I will be stalking Nintendo's website, waiting to pre-order my $2,000 Nintendo
Do you have fun
Switch
weekend
2.
plans? Does
No.
Corey work?
I think he's off. At least Saturday, I think.
Nice.
10/13 though, he's off. When's that? Because Friday's the 11th. Sunday is the 13th, ain't it?
10/13 is in October.
4/13.
4/13?
The 11th is Friday.
Because today's the 9th, Thursday's the 10th, so 14th is a Monday, 13th is Sunday.
13th is Sunday. So yeah, we will be celebrating our 10-year anniversary of being together.
Nice.
That means that you have been not his friend for 10 years.
Okay. I mean, I never thought I was not his friend.
I know. You two have that weird, like, you both think that you don't like the other one doesn't like you, but you do. It's so weird.
He's friends with my mom.
I mean, that's true. For the longest time, that was his only friend here because his friends in Lafayette ditched him.
Yeah.
Because, whatever. Anyway, that's what we'll be doing. I'll be trying to pre-order my Nintendo Switch 2. I don't care if it goes up to $2,000. I will get it.
You should buy me one too.
No, thank you. If it's that much, I'm probably going to have to slide the card and hope for forgiveness. Mm-hmm. But I will go into...
Just don't ask for permission.
Exactly. I will have to go into financial ruin to do this. I will... refinance my house if I have to.
Yes.
I want
just to
that
pay the
Switch.
tariffs.
Don't get me started on the tariffs. This shit is so dumb. What is going on? Anyway,
we'll see you next time.
Please like, follow, subscribe. We are on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon. I just don't think we have any followers on Patreon still. You all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you hopefully next week.
Next time.
On These Are the Days of Your Humble Narcissists.
Okay.
I don't know. I was going to do Days of Our Lives, but I thought I'd get sued if it ever blew up.